We're going to start quickly with the dollar index. So let's just have a run through from the monthly time frame, and then we go down to the weekly and so on. So looking at DXY from the monthly time frame, we see price after this consolidation, price started an expansion to the upside. So we could think last 2024, we're expecting this to be an AMD, maybe price push up before, and then we'll get a push to the downside. But fundamentally, things look quite different. Okay, which means we can likely have the dollar index expand right up, maybe even to clear this high. This was a 20. Which was this? Which year was this? 2023? No, this is 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022. Right, the high of 2022. Maybe this can end up to be like a CRT high, but let's just see how this looks like on the much lower time frames. Let's see. Let's look at the monthly time frame. All right, so this is the high on the monthly time frame, and then just maybe looking at this just with clear market structure eyes, we can see that, well, price is bullish, came back for internal range liquidity, and is going back for external range liquidity. Now, this looks like this because I said a lot of fundamentals that are supporting this idea, which means the dollar is gaining more strength day by day, all right? So, but regardless of that, we can still have pullbacks, all right? We can still have pullbacks. So let's watch closely what we have here. Now, looking at this price action, just as of this area, we had this shift in market structure here, which was on the weekly time frame. And then this was to be our other block, but trying to narrow it down, we have this particular candle right here. I think we'll go down to the daily, we'll have something much clearer at that particular area. All right, good. And now, even on the daily time frame, I saw this, and we have this fair value gap right here. So this fair value gap on the daily time frame is currently my drawn liquidity for the dollar index. But I know looking at this area, this is like you can see that this is like a trend line, phantom liquidity, and so on. These relative triple highs here, price can likely clear them to take out this high that was created 2022, so on September. All right, so but before then, we have to take price a step at a time, which means we have to first of all be looking at this daily CB. All right, we have to first of all look at this daily CB as our closest target for the moment. Okay, and then we can see that price actually it's trading around that area, and which this is the high right here. So we still having a clear uptrend. Price is still pushing higher. You can see price is rejecting lows, breaking above highs, and so on. So this is likely what can happen. And we might remember that the elections, the inaugurations for the US president, I think it's on Monday, right? So I think we can even have a heavy push to the upside to fill that daily fair value gap. Remember what happened same day when we had when the day of when the elections, when the results of the elections, there was, I think, was this push thing. Maybe, yeah, there was a heavy push to the upside on that very day. So it might likely be the same tomorrow that we see price start pushing heavily up into this fair value gap. All right. Now, just looking at this price action here, this is our bullish order block. So price is respecting bullish PDRAs still. So we don't have any signs for any selling pressure yet. All right. So this was a clear CRT. At this point, you would have traded this CRT because of this order block here, because of this order block. All right, so this is the other block that could have given you the reason to consider this this push right here as a CRT. Okay, this area. Let me put the line on the other block. This one. can see. So, all right, so good. Now you can see we tapped into the other block. So that was the only reason we could consider this to be a CRT. And I think that's what we discussed on during the last week, that we expect a pullback back down to this fair value gap here, making this candle to be a CRT. The candle's high was taken on Monday and then price closed below it. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we already knew that this fair value gap was going to be filled. All right. So, and the price has reacted very well away from that fair value gap, not closing below it and also respecting this other block. And we can see how Friday closed as well, heavily bullish. So just looking at this price action here, we can simply say that we are bullish and price should continue higher, right, from here into the daily CB. Remember, we have much higher prices to target, especially even these relative equal highs and also this other block. I will not consider it as another block because it hasn't done any major thing. Remember, when you're looking at other blocks, you have they should do at least three things. All right, a good order block should at least do three things. It should either fill liquidity, it should either read liquidity. All right, so yeah, those are the like two main things for a good order block. All three, like I said, it fills liquidity, it rates liquidity, and then it gives an explosive move. All right, so but this one won't not really consider it as a good order block because it's likely going to act like an inducement because we still have all this liquidity above here that was not rated. Even these two highs, price did not take any of them. So this is still just engineered liquidity around this area. So I will not consider this to be another block, but still price can react from it just to give us a pullback, right? That explains why most of the times you have pullbacks due to this price movement. So which means that what we can have something happen like this, okay, and then we get into the fair value gap, tap into that other block, and then we'll have another pullback, and maybe we'll continue higher from there. But now for us, our duty is to trade this week's price action, which can likely be price trading into this. If we get a push heavy up to this, then from here now we can have a small pullback. What if we have Monday, because Monday is the day of the inauguration, and then price trades heavily up like this with this massive candle, and then Tuesday takes the high of the candle into this key level, then we can be talking of a CRT forming around those areas for a short-term pullback before continuation to the upside. So that's just what might actually happen. But for now, we are bullish on DXY, all right, into the fair value gap and the other block. So that's it for the dollar index. Let's look at Euro USD. You will notice that lately we've been trying to have some SMTs on Euro USD. Euro USD trying to push higher, but because of what we said on the dollar index, Euro USD might likely continue dropping, right? And also, this is the other block on Euro USD. This is right here. Still have price hasn't touched that yet, and I believe maybe price is going to come down to that point. And this type of candle, with the experience that I've had all this while, price will always likely mitigate this particular type of candle, especially when it has this explosive move. So what I'm simply saying is price can likely continue lower, all right? And now we already had filled this fair value gap that was here. So let's see daily, because on the weekly time frame, we cannot, let's see. Now, weekly candle, I know a lot of you would want to consider this to be a CRT, and then you expect prices to move higher. It might not be possible. Why? Because we don't have any basic key level here, right here, for this to happen. All right. Now, price is still trading right down, and I believe if we are hitting this other block, yeah, that moment we might have that might be considering this to be a CRT. But then price is coming right down to this other block. So if we're expecting this to be a CRT, maybe we just want price to continue higher from here, okay, for higher prices. And since we are bullish on DXY, Euro USD should be going lower. All right, that's the advantage you have trading Euro USD and DXY. Okay, now Euro USD also traded back up to its other block. Nice rejection from there as well. Same fair value gap. All right, we had that nice reaction from that fair value gap, and also something looking strange, beautiful here. This is a daily CRT. All right, this is a daily CRT into the key level, which is this fair value gap. So Friday closing bearish. Our target will be this low. This is our first sell side liquidity. All right, that's our first sell side liquidity. And let's see also, maybe we'll have the similar thing that we saw on the DXY. So Euro USD, we have this fair value gap. This is a BC. We have our daily BC, and then we also have this other block right here. Okay, now if you look closely, you will notice that this is the other block that caused that CRT on DXY. And then this is the other block that we're expecting DXY to trade into this. This is the fair value gap that we had on DXY. So let me just put this one with a thing. Let's use this one. So this is another daily BC. This one aligns with DXY. So let me just put it like this. Okay. That's why I started by saying that we have a lot of SMT divergence here. You can see that Euro USD is really forcing its way down. It's not moving. So first, we have the daily fair value gap, which is this one. Price has not filled it yet. So we still have potential for price to continue lower. All right. So daily order block. We have that daily order block. From there, price should continue lower. And then this is our invalidation. Price should not take this high if we are to continue lower. So if it does, then we are likely to move higher. But as of now, we are bearish on Euro USD, okay? Into the daily CB and many more. Remember, DXY is already around this area. It has already taken out this low. So Euro USD, maybe we are going back down to parity again. This is parity, so $1. 1, 2, 3. Parity. Euro USD should be going back down to parity. Yeah, $1. I think we're going back down to that area, $1. So what should be the next psychological area for Euro USD? So that's it for Euro USD. Let's look at GU. GU as well, looking very much bearish. We go to the weekly time frame. We still have this low, not taken out yet. All right, and now let me just quickly show you guys something. When we are looking at CRT and we say that we want to see price close above, all right, you want to see price close above before you consider it as CRT. Now, if you look here, you're going to see that price is closing below this candle, right? So when price is bearish and price closed below previous candle's low, it signifies more lower prices. So we have this low as our draw on liquidity. You can also say that cable is finding it very hard to buy as well, right? So we also have this fair value gap here. Now, why this is clear is because we have DXY, we expect DXY to keep pushing higher, okay? This is why we are looking for more reasons to sell GU and Euro USD. So, and right here, we can clearly see that we're having a clear downtrend. Now, a lot of people last week were looking at this to be a CRT, which could have been one, but it was not. It wasn't, right? And a lot of people also spotted some other blocks right here. It's just an accumulation. It's just like a market maker sell model. This is the origin of all this consolidation. Remember, we said a good order block does what? It fills liquidity, it takes out liquidity, and so on. So this area, origin of consolidation, and then price is coming back to read it. So, all right. So we had price respecting this fair value gap. You can see that price did not close above the fair value gap. That's good for this PD array. So we had price closing back below this candle. That's a good thing as well. So from here, coming down to this, take out this low. We're taking out the low on the weekly low this week. So I expect a lot of bearish momentum from these guys. Okay. So maybe we're after reading this low, yeah, we have some good points of interest right here. We have this fair value gap here. You can see that fair value gap. Good. That could be a key level. You can see that this area we rate price here, and then these two are like inducements into this fair value gap and so on. So this should be our closest target. All right, point of interest. This is our point of interest here for this guy. So you can achieve this just this week if the impact for this election is really that heavy. Okay. So that's GBP USD. Which other pair should we be looking at? Let's look at gold. Okay, so if we expect more higher prices on the dollar index, and also you know that the new president is someone that is promoting this crypto, which means a lot of people want to shift their investments into the crypto world, then taking out most of their investments of gold and so on. So there's a probability that we can have gold start selling, right? We have this touch here. But looking at the monthly time frame, we look so much bullish on gold, but I don't know, I don't know. In a normally this should be the target for gold, buy side liquidity, internal range to external range liquidity. Weekly time frame is saying the same thing, but we have been trapped in a serious accumulation. So these fundamentals will have a lot to do with where this guy can trade to. Okay. So this alone will have fundamentals alone will have a lot to do with where gold should trade right up to. So this accumulation here is not just for no reason. Okay. It's because of these elections, and we're going to have a serious expansion coming in. Now, remember also that during the results of the elections, gold started selling off massively. I think around this area, right? Gold started selling off massively, and I think the sell might continue. Okay, I think the sell might continue because, I mean, we see Trump to be somebody that has to do a lot with security and so on, right? So people will consider US dollar and maybe all these crypto things to be more safer as well to invest in and so on. So that can just be a possibility, all right? But all the same, we are consolidating, and we should, I think the outcome of this will be based on fundamentals, all right? But technicals, we're expecting internal range to external, okay? But still, price had a nice rejection from here, and this also was a nice breaker. So we can still from this point trade lower. Now, when I'm confused like this, or when I don't have a clear direction, what do? I set my invalidations. All right. Now, this is the last area of support that we have on gold. So what this means is that if price breaks below this low, then I can take my sales off as a retest of this, and then I hold right down. Okay, I'll hold right down to these areas here, clearing all this liquidity. So this is how I get clarity when price is not showing me any reason to get in immediately. Okay, so if we close below this candle, that will be a sign for more selling pressure. All right, but then if price continues higher and then closing above this high, we are likely going to take out this high. Okay, so that's how you put if scenarios, especially when you are doubting or when your price is not clear, very clear, right? So a close below this bullish order block then means price is violating bullish PDRs, so we would have to continue selling, take out this low, and then come for this one as well. Then if that doesn't happen, if it supports price, like price coming into this fair value gap and then moving back higher, that will be a good reason for price to continue higher to take out the highs. Okay. Okay. Colin said the low of the AMD is a BC on the 3 months time frame. Let me quickly look at that. That could be a good reason for us to expect lower prices. Okay, beautiful. So looking at this on the 3 months time frame, it is a clear fair value gap. So that's good. Thank you for bringing that to my knowledge. So we can actually have price sell back down to filling this fair value gap here. Okay, before any other thing, maybe even lower because this can become a new CRT. So like I said, I'm going to review the fundamentals again that has to do with this goal. And maybe just yet we're going to be having this to be a CRT, and then we'll have to sell gold right down to this fair value gap here. All right. So that's it for gold. Let's go to somebody said cat GPY. Now I will just analyze GPY index and then we can correlate that with all right. GPY index, nothing has changed that much from what we had expected last time. We still have this fair value gap right here, and price is just consolidating. Maybe from here now, we get a pushback down to this fair value gap, and from here, we can continue higher. Okay, so if that's the case, we can have some sales from this point, and then GBP, GPY, Remember, we're expecting some sales on this guy before moving higher. But let's see. One more. GBP GPY also is consolidating. It looks more like he wants to sell. But still, we're expecting more higher prices. So we had price reacted right from this point, and this was a very good reaction. So if GPY index is supposed to sell, then we're going to have this guy buy back up to even taking out this high, right? Because I consider this to be a CRT on the monthly time frame after price took the low and then came back to close to react to this other block. So let's see weekly time frame. And now weekly time frame as well is trapped in a consolidation. So this other block right here, maybe we'll have price trade back into it, retest it, and then we can have higher prices from there. All right, so we can have price come back to the other block, and then we get a reaction from there. I think it should be the same thing with CAD-JPY. CAD-JPY2 is just consolidating. Weekly time frame, almost the same thing. We still have this fair value gap on the weekly time frame that we are looking at for our price has not filled it all this while. So see. Okay, so let's look at US 100, Nasdaq. Nasdaq pushing higher. We don't have any reason to be selling now. This other block supporting price, daily time frame, we are moving higher. We have all this trendline liquidity. Okay, trendline liquidity, I think price should clear it up after we took out this lows and then closed above this becomes this became a clear other block right here. So well, you can still prefer this one as well. So this guy is moving back up, and then we should be targeting this high. Okay. Also, with the news, everything would skyrocket to the upside. S&P 500, I haven't seen it. Let's see. S&P. S&P 500. What? What is that? What do we have here? We have S and P 500. Let's use CVC. Am I typing it correctly? S&P 500 index. So it's the same thing, same movements with US 100. So we're moving higher. Okay, we have this target. Now, hey, okay. Now, remember also the day of elections, we had a massive sell of this guy. So be careful. Monday might be the same thing. All right, might be the same thing, and we have a massive continuation back to the downside. So let's just maybe you just want to let Monday do its thing, and then afterwards we get to see what is happening actually. All right, that will be. I think that will be good. Let's look at Forex Factory. So, US dollar, Monday bank holiday. We have bank holiday on Monday on the USD all day. So, uh, Tuesday we have CPI. Unemployment claims on Thursday. Then Friday is a massive rate day. We have policy rate, monetary policy, outlook reports, BOG press conference, French flash. I mean, Friday has a lot of high impact news on GPY and Euro USD. So Monday here has no high impact, but the 20th for the inauguration of the president. So say it's bank holiday, unemployment rate, claiming court change, and so on. So I would advise, let's wait on Monday, see how the markets will play out, and then we can have a clear direction of what to expect. All right. I'm going to have a clear direction or clear movements of what to expect. So we have not checked. Oh my God, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to the moon now. So we are almost taking the all-time high. So we are going back to the moon. There's nothing there, right? So it's just so clear, 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 clear. It's very clear. We're moving up. So from here we can target 115,000, 120,000, just like psychological numbers that we can have 120,000, 130, 140, 150, 160. So from here we can have actually 110. We did not touch 110, right? So we can have 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, and so on. All right. So but we are bullish. There is no sell opportunity yet. So, and you guys know who this Trump is, how he supports this election. So I think hey, it will be massive. All right. So this was a breaker. Price retested it right here. So this was our retest. We're moving higher. This fair value gap probably remain on fill. Will be likely a breakaway gap. So we're moving higher. All right. This is what they call the last kiss of death. All right, the kiss of death. When price is just about doing its thing and then out of a sudden it starts pulling back down. That's what they call kiss of death. All right, guys. I believe that's all for today. All right. Is there any question somebody had for us today?